Okay, so it's January 16th, and this is Neil from Implant Center of Miami, working from home today. And this morning I get a text from my buddy Ruan in Connecticut, and he's like, hey, Google dental implants Miami. So that's what I did, and this is what I found. All right, so here we are on Google, and this is live. So let's see what we got here. Dental implants Miami, and you'll see that we have the ads on top. I'm a little bit further down the page. We have the maps, and then look at this, bam, Implant Center of Miami, number 2. Pretty cool. If we switch it around and we do Miami dental implants, same thing. We got the ads on top, map pack, and then bam, dental implants Miami. So this is working. We're almost there. Got about 100 more keywords that I want these guys to get started on, but it's a great start.
Miami, Florida dental implants, first position, third position, fourth position, fourth position, eighth position. Guys, these are the rankings for the dental implants video that I've made in the last one. Now, in the last one, the one that I made, I actually talked about how we were pretty much put up to a challenge of where we were going to try to rank for these different types of keyword phrases inside of Google search results. Now, what's really cool about this is if you look at this last video that I made, dental implants was like 12th position, 10th position. You know, on average, we weren't ranking very highly for these different types of keyword phrases. But now, today, when I type in the actual keyword phrase, dental implants Miami, our client's actually ranking number 2 here in the organic search results. And that's the other way around too. Miami dental implants Miami FL with the actual Florida tag. So you can see that that's also ranking inside of there as well. And what's really cool about this is all of these keywords saw a massive position increase because of the SEO optimizations that we've done. So this week, we've added a ton of stuff to this website, and we're going to talk about a few of the different optimizations that we're going to do going forward to get it to position 1. And we're also going to cover the different phrases that are already positioned at the top 3. And we're going to show you, we're going to build out a bunch of different pages on this website over the screen today. And I'm going to show you how I do my tracking and my management and how to actually get these keywords ranking for these difficult SEO phrases. So guys, let's get into this video. I'm super excited to show you, and let's go. One of the things that I wanted to get clear right away is this keyword, dental implants Miami, is probably one of the more competitive keyword phrases inside of this actual marketplace. You can see that it has an average monthly search volume of 480, and the average cost per click is 5 if you're doing a low bid, which means you'll be at the bottom of the search results, and the top of page bid is 15. So definitely not easy to rank for a keyword, and we're using Google Keyword Planner to actually show you this data here. So, and the other thing that we've got to really focus on too is with these results, these are awesome results. Last week when we went on this, you can see that dental implants was position 10, and a lot of these were position 12, 17. A lot of these were at these high positions inside of Google search results. So what happened? What happened here? What made this sudden spike occur? And that's kind of the stuff that we're going to be talking about inside of this video. So if you're doing this for clients, if you're doing this for yourself, you know, you're going to learn a lot from this video, especially because I'm going to bring it into a tutorial phase. But another thing that I really want to point out is, you know, a lot of people talk about link building. A lot of people talk about getting equity. A lot of people talk about, you know, building out referring domains, Web 2.0s, whatever bullcrap SEO strategies that are working inside of the marketplace. Here's the reality. I mean, this website, this domain hasn't been up for a very long time. This domain has been up since 2017, whereas the first result, the person that we're going to beat probably within another week or so, the person who is in the first result, you can see that they've had their domain up since 2000. So Google has recently said that the actual age of the domain doesn't really matter, and this is really case in point. This is actually to be true. When I made this video last week, it was January 3rd, 2020, and today, if you look at the calendar, it's the 16th. So from the 16th, or from the 3rd to the 16th, we've seen a massive position increase inside of this organic search results, which is right here that you can see as comparison to the other things. So let's talk about some of the other things that really made this happen. And then we're going to go on the back end of the website because we did build out a bunch of pages that we're going to be talking about to rank for additional keywords like Invisalign. And we're going to be talking to you about our strategy going forward with that. So obviously, when you perform a keyword like this, you start to see more impressions inside of Google Search Console, and the clicks go higher. Oftentimes, if you can get a higher organic search listing or a higher map listing or a higher pay-per-click listing, what's going to happen is your click-through rate's going to go higher, which is going to increase the amount of organic traffic coming to the website. So when you look at here and you filter by impressions inside of Google Search Console, you'll also see that this is the most competitive phrase because it's getting the most impressions inside of their website, inside of their Google Search Console. If you guys aren't familiar with Google Search Console, basically it's a tool that allows you to see Google Analytics and data from your website from Google's perspective and what people are typing in. So obviously these are the most important keywords for us to rank for. Obviously we're going to stay away from anything that is the actual dentist's name because that's not SEO, but we do want to rank for these different types of keywords like dental implants Miami, dental implants Miami, Florida, implant center of Miami. This is a brand search phrase, so really can't count that. The other cool part is in one day, since these keywords ranked up today when I woke up, they actually saw a 30% lift in traffic today. And you can see how cool this is from a real marketing nerd perspective, that the organic search on the other day was 38 and then today is 43. So it's likely going to continue to increase the more and more of these organic visitors start coming to the website because of these SEO rankings that we've achieved. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go behind the laptop and I'm going to show you my whole process in doing this. And I'm also going to show you the optimizations that we're going to do to get these keyword phrases on position 1 rather than being position 2 or 3. Alrighty, everyone. So the first step to this is obviously doing good reporting because you always want to know where you start out and where you land. So obviously you're going to need a tool that does this. And one of my favorite tools, by far my favorite tool, is called Nightwatch. And Nightwatch basically allows me to keep track of the rankings for the website and do various different types of things and create these beautiful reports that allow the customer to see exactly where they're ranking for. More so, it allows our team to actually get an inside look as to where these keywords are actually ranking in terms of these local searches. So it allows us to track this stuff and report it back to the client so they can feel confident that we're doing our service. So for this video, I'm going to be using Nightwatch as a primary tool to track this stuff because we're going to be building some pages on their actual website, the Implant Center of Miami website, that we're going to be tracking over time inside of this video series. Now, so what's really cool about this website is I got a comment last time about how somebody said this was in their town and that's messing up the actual SEO rankings. Well, that's not true, right? So we do that because we want to localize the search. So if somebody types in dental implants and they go here, you can still see that we're still ranking and we don't even have this H2 tag as the actual city here because we're using an IP address replace that basically shows the localized city search. So if I go here and I type in this H2 tag, if you go here, you're going to see your city. So keep in mind that when people are in Miami, it does say Miami. So for Google search results purposes, it's still an H2 tag and the keyword is technically still Miami inside of there. So I just want to clear that up before I continue. So the first step here is to obviously filter and track the keywords that you're going to be ranking. So for this specific reason, we are trying to rank all of these different Invisalign related keywords. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put them inside of my rank tracker and inside of my reporting so we can keep track of exactly what it's looking like when we search or when we start ranking for these different types of phrases. So one of the things that we want to do is one of the keywords that was very important is financing, right? This is a keyword phrase that's very important to the practice because a lot of them use financing for a lot of the patients that come in. So if I wanted to add this to this report, if it's not already in this report, I can go in and I can put in add keywords, right? So a lot of the times when you add these different types of keywords, it's going to start tracking what those keywords are in the Google search results. So if I click on add keywords, you can see it's going to allow me to not only filter by the search engine, it's going to give me the country, the language, and I'm going to type in this keyword. So I'm going to type in dental implants financing Miami. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to track mobile because mobile is super important for the practice as a lot of their traffic is coming from mobile. And then I'm going to track by city and location. We want local searches to get these results. We don't want to just, see it from where I'm from, which is Connecticut. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to add the keyword. And what this tool is going to do is it's going to allow me to add this keyword and it's going to show me exactly where we're ranking for that actual phrase. So if I go in here and I type in financing, unless it's still searching for it. Yeah, it's still searching for it. This data will be here in a sec. It's going to show me exactly where that keyword is ranking for that exact phrase in literally a couple of seconds or if not minutes. And this is something that's so powerful when we're doing SEO because no other tool out there can get the data this quickly and it refreshes like every couple hours or something like that. So we're always getting up-to-date data. So on the left side, when you start doing this, ideally you want to have a list of keywords that you want to rank for ideally for this actual campaign. So what we do is when we do this, we actually have a list of keywords that we would want to rank for, right? So what I like to do is I like to create a website sitemap, and you guys have probably seen that inside of our videos. What I like to do is I like to create a website sitemap that basically goes in and it actually tells me and gives our company a view as to what it is that we're actually trying to rank for. So for this case scenario, if you guys watched the last video, we have a bounty sheet here that we get paid a payout every time one of these keyword phrases are hit. So you can see right here, dental implants Miami, we are literally one position away from getting our bonus pay of $7,500 for this keyword phrase. So we're going to optimize the website throughout this whole video to make sure that we're doing that. But ideally, you want a list of keywords inside of Nightwatch or inside of this tool here that you can track, and we want to do that. So as you can see, dental implants financing Miami. So if I were to go to Google and type that in right now, dental implants financing Miami, if I were to type that in right now, I should see that result as position 2. So this tool is deadly accurate. So always, when you're running any types of SEO campaigns or you're trying to do experiments like I'm doing right now, you want to have a good standing point. I always recommend Nightwatch. So we're going to be using this tool for a couple of things, okay? One thing is that we want to go in and check out the site audit. So we're going to go ahead and audit the website and go through some of the technical optimizations that we can do for the actual on page. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the different types of data that we can see here, and we're going to make these optimizations. And then in the next video, we're going to see how these optimizations performed in terms of organic search results. So let's get started, right? So we added a ton of new pages onto this website in the past week or so. To start, we added different location pages for the actual cracked tooth keyword. So if you go over to service areas, you can see that we added a page on the website that basically says offering exceptional dental services in the following areas. So Aventura per se, if I were to Google search and type in Aventura, FL cracked tooth, which is the keyword that we're trying to rank for in this specific scenario, you can see that this keyword phrase is actually ranking number 1. So we went in and started doing that, and we added all of those pages this week onto this actual website. The next step that we did is we added a bunch of service pages. So we added a bunch of pages that actually were focused on Invisalign, and they were also focused on emergency. So we're going to talk about why we do this in a second here. We're going to talk about why we add a page for almost every single keyword possible for that actual client. And the reason is we want to make sure that we're ranking for as many things as possible. We're ranking for everything. And by creating a topical relevance, by having all of these keywords inside of dental implants, by having all of these phrases targeting these specific type of phrases, what's going to happen is this website's going to get topical relevancy, which is our goal. That could be one of the biggest reasons why dental implants is ranking, because this website has so much topical relevance, especially because it has keyword in domain and it's a real practice with great reviews. That's definitely on our side when we were running this SEO campaign. So let's start with actually going in and adding these pages, right? So if I go to our website builder here, I can go to Invisalign, and you can see that in the Invisalign section, we have a nice start architecture here. So we have what is Invisalign, treatable causes, and then we have all this stuff here. So that's really good. And then we have emergency. So one of the keywords that we want to rank for is emergency dentist right here. And emergency dentist is one of those things where we are not ranking so hot on. And if I go over here and I just search in, if I go to all keywords and I type in emergency, this is definitely a keyword that we're going to have to put in a lot of work on. You can see that emergency dentist Miami, if I type that in, and I just go and track mobile and add the location that we want to track with, right? So I can see exactly where we are so we can benchmark. You can't get these goals. You can't do any type of SEO goals if you don't benchmark, if you don't know exactly where you are for that keyword phrase, if you don't know where you were when you started the website and when you ended the website. A lot of times you don't want a situation to where your client's rankings have actually decreased. That'll actually lead to bad reviews, and you'll get bad service, and you won't get the client leads, which overall isn't sustainable for your business or your agency or whatever it is that you're trying to do, regardless of the type of service business you have. So for emergency, I want to go ahead and add that. I want to go ahead and go to emergency, and I just want to see where we are, right? So if I see that this position is like 30, or if this position is like 40, or whatever the position might be, it might be 60, then this is something that we want to do. We want to start adding as much emergency service pages onto this actual website as much as possible, because then we start building out topical relevance, right? So I'm going to go ahead and wait for this to load here. But before we wait for that, let's go into actually the optimization of the pages. So you have emergency, right? That's kind of like the overall hierarchy there. Then you have bone grafting, right? Jaw surgery, treatment options for emergency, TMJ disorder, wisdom teeth removal, periodontics, toothache relief, right? These are all keyword phrases that we're going to target inside of Miami for this actual search phrase. So let's start with bone grafting. Bone grafting is a great one. Okay, so there's the bone grafting. This one's complete. I want to go to one that's not complete. So let's go to jaw surgery, right? So jaw surgery is one of those things that they want to rank for, but you can see we're 31st for the position for emergency dentist Miami, and that's ranking on the emergency dentist page. So if I wanted to optimize this page and get more results for it, I'd have to actually go to the actual emergency dentist page right here and target and optimize this page. And I can do so by adding in more content and making this page more relevant inside of the actual Google search results. But for now, let's focus on what we were talking about before, right? So we want to rank for emergency dentist, right? So jaw surgery is one of those things where we want to make sure that we have enough content to actually put on this page. So it looks like we have a ton of content that the team added onto this website in the past week. Now, when you look at it mobile as well, the content's super easy to read, and it's very, very, very nice to read, and it's organized. And eventually, we're trying to get patients that have a pain in their mouth that are looking to call in and that may need early and late hours that are available and that may need to want to speak Spanish, English, Portuguese, whatever it may be. So what we're doing inside of here is we're going in and we're going to optimize each and every single one of these for their different title tags and meta descriptions, right? So ideally, when we do this, I really like to go to Google Keyword Planner and I like typing in jaw surgery because this will give me a good idea as to what people are typing in inside of the search results. Ideally, too, if you were to go over to the actual client's website, it'll give you a really good idea as to what's going on here. So you can see that there's jaw surgery. I'm going to highlight some of these: jaw surgery cost, jaw reduction cost, corrective jaw surgery, overbite surgery, jaw reconstruction surgery. So these are really the keyword phrases that a lot of people are typing in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to optimize these pages for these different keywords that we have here. And in order for us to do that, what we're actually going to have to do is we're going to have to add these keywords onto this page to make sure that we're ranking as well as in the title tag. So in the title tag, if I were to write this strategically, what I would do is the first thing I would do is make sure that the URL structure is done correctly. So right now it's not done correctly. It should be emergency and then / jaw surgery, right? Because we want to make sure that that site and architecture is nice. And then inside of here, I might do something because jaw surgery overall is the highest searched phrase. So I might do something like jaw surgery in Miami. And then I might do cost, procedure, okay. I might do reduction, corrective, and more, okay? So I'm going to keep that inside of the 70 characters line only because I want to make sure that that's inside of Google's guidelines. And keep in mind, guys, this can always be longer. This title tag here can always be longer than 70 characters. But ideally, you want to keep it under 70 characters because Google can make updates later on in the future that'll actually hurt your SEO rankings. So I just like to stick within what's reasonable means, okay? So for this example, just to show you an example, I'm just going to take the first sentence of the actual content that the team already wrote and put that as the meta description. Usually that's a really good one to use. And then inside of here, I'm also just going to say, I'm just going to say schedule a new patient appointment. Okay, so yeah, that's not worth it because it's going to go over 320. But that's what we want to do inside of here, right? We want to do this, and then when we start going into Night Watch and adding this keyword, we're going to be able to see exactly where we are to rank for it, giving us the ability to start working with it, okay? So let's go to the next one, right? We have treatment options. So treatment options is if somebody has an emergency, what are their treatment options for the actual pain that they're having, right? A lot of the times when people are in pain with dental, they want to know what their treatment options are. So ideally what we like to do is add the content to the page first. So I'll actually go in here and I'll click on treatment options and I'll read this page before we even start to write the content on the page. And the reason why we do that is because I want to know what's on that page before I start talking about the subject. And ideally what we would do is we would have an SEO that does this right now, but I'm recording this video, so I wanted to make this video a good example, not only for my team, but for this actual content. So if I go over to emergency and I go to treatment options, you see right here, what are some common dental emergencies? Need to be for your pool, call us now. I might add a phone number there, and then you can see the content's nice in here. There's H3s of dental emergencies, different types of things. So dental emergencies, get pain relief, boom, all set. Content's in here, it's all good to go. I just want to change the actual SEO on the website here. So let's go in and let's change this. I'm going to change this to emergency, okay? And I would just want to might add, the meta description. I'll just take something unique from the first sentence here just to use for us to put it in plug and play in here. Time is of essence. I don't want to make this video too long, but you can see that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and just add in the description here. And then I'm going to say, if you need to schedule a new patient appointment, feel free to call us anytime. And then I'm just going to put in the actual phone number of the practice, which is up here. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put its phone number in here inside of the meta description, and that's all set, right? Same thing with TMJ disorder. I would just go down this entire list and start filling in the meta descriptions and the actual things. And once I do that, I can republish the website. So let's do that. Let's republish the website, and I'm not going to index it. So we still have time to fix the search, the title tags and everything like that. But these pages are on the website. And I'm going to see exactly what the website looks like, and then we're going to track these different keywords that we just published over time throughout this course, or throughout this video, I should say, this video series. And once it's published, I'm going to go ahead and run a crawl. I'm going to take a look and see exactly what the site audit is going to look like on this website to see if there's any additional opportunities for me to over-optimize and get better results for a client. So let's go to the new domain that's set published, and you can see that now that this site is published, there's a lot more dental implants things that are coming down here. And you can see that when we did this, we kept everything consistent for the SEO architecture. A good on-page SEO strategy is always a solid way of getting rankings. So if you can see right here, if I go to dental implants and I type in dental implant repair, this is a little over-optimized. I didn't build this page, but it's all good. I don't think it really matters. But you can see right here, dental implants, that's the category that it's repair, right? If I go over to single tooth replacement, it's dental implants, single tooth replacement, right? And if I look at the title tag, it's right here, single missing tooth replacement dentist, my implant center of Miami. So all the keywords are inside of there. It's within that 70 characters, and all of the content on this page is unique with H2 tags, content, broken down text, and really nice format to read for anybody that comes to this page. So Google's going to love that. It's going to load very quickly, and it's going to rank. Same thing with Invisalign, guys. We have all these Invisalign keywords that are inside of here that we're adding constantly to this website on a monthly basis with our SEO campaigns. So we're going to go ahead and talk about how to actually go through this, right? So one thing that I love doing is I love creating silos. I love creating content hierarchies. So for example, treatable causes for Invisalign, right? Well, we started at Invisalign. The Invisalign page is the page that's broad. This is the Invisalign page that talks about Invisalign. Like, what is it, right? And then we have this treatable causes. So we take the URL structure and we do Invisalign, and then we do treatable causes for Invisalign. So this page really just talks about treatable causes for Invisalign. And once we do that, we start then internally linking into the other pages on the website that actually go in and create this hierarchy of SEO structure, right? So just going off of this, I can already see an issue that happened is this was published with the category like this. So this is going to be our 404. Oh, no, it's not. It actually did redirect. Okay, cool. But you can see right here, if I go to, how does Invisalign lurk, there's underbites. So now we're creating a longer content hierarchy. So now we're doing Invisalign, treatable causes for Invisalign, and underbites. So this title tag and all of these keywords, basically the more keywords and the more pages that you can add to the website, the higher of a chance it is that you're going to rank for additional keyword phrases. So when we launch these SEO campaigns, and the reason why we're ranking so high for these different types of keywords that we posted on the second, in less than a month, we're able to rank for the most competitive keyword phrases in the local marketplace for dentists. The reason why we're doing that is because we have a correct site hierarchy. We have a correct website. It's beautifully optimized, ready to go for SEO, and has a ton of pages on it. So let's run a crawl. So now that the domain is live, it's all set. I'm going to go to Nightwatch, and I'm going to go over to Site Audit, and I'm going to go ahead and run another audit. So what I'm going to do is this audit's really, really cool because it gives you a percentage of the site health. It tells you how many pages were crawled. It tells you when the last crawl was, when the next crawl is. I like to do this monthly. And it crawls the robots.txt and whatever you have registered as a sitemap inside of this Google Search Console. So I'm going to do a new crawl, and it's going to ask me how many pages that I want to do. This is the page limit is 10,000. So I'm going to run this crawl right now. I'm going to let this tool go in and start doing the work. So you can see that it's crawling the pages right now. It's put them inside of a queue, and once it's doing that, we're going to be able to come back and see if there's any errors that we have to fix inside of the website, okay? So you can see that out of 10 crawled pages, the site's health's 100, but I'm sure as we get to more, it's going to lower. And ideally, we want to find all of the issues with the website that we can potentially fix and give it a better SEO score. Now, on-page SEO is one of those things that are if you can do it, you might as well take the time to do it, and you might as well build the content to do it, right? This site audit's really cool because it all also allows you to check the history of these actual audit checks, right? So it gives you the consistencies as to what's going on inside of there, and you can see the site health is slowly starting to decrease inside of this actual search results, and this is going to happen more and more often. And the reason for that is because the more pages it crawls, the lower the site health goes. So this can get pretty low, but although at the end of the day, this is what gives our SEOs more work to do, and this is what gives me more work to do to make this site health a lot better when we start ranking in the search results. Okay, so let's go to some of the things that are finished here, right? So we have this is a new page. This is a brand new page. We didn't have this page on our website before. Dental implants, metal-free dental implants, right? So that's another keyword phrase that we could potentially rank for. So I wonder if I typed in metal-free. Yeah, you can see that metal-free dental implants Miami is not ranking in the search results. And because of that, we created this page that'll actually rank. Google will rank this page, giving us position in the search results in case somebody does type that keyword phrase in. A few things to know here. It tells you the page. It tells you the status code. So this status code is 200, meaning the page is active. It tells you the H1 of that page. So this H1, we might want to change it to metal-free dental implants. And then it tells you the load time of the page. So if it's something that's a high load time, we may want to increase that. And we may want to compress images or just take away stuff on that page that's making it load too quickly, like a video background or something along those lines. But you can see right here, I can go in and I can start seeing. Now, one of the cool things that I can do is I can filter by 404 pages. And I knew that this was going to be a problem. These gap teeth, although it's showing up, it should be redirecting. And this is considered a 404 because we changed the URL structure to give it the site silo that we were talking about before, like this one right here. So overbite, we created something that actually changes Invisalign, treatable causes for Invisalign overbite, whereas Nightwatch is picking up just the overbite with the Invisalign tag, and we have to change that. So what we do is, instead, in this case scenario, we'll 3-1 redirect all of these URLs to the actual new URL, giving us a higher SEO ranking. Okay, so that's something that's really cool inside of there. So then the other thing that we can start doing is we can start looking at the different types of things here. The other great thing is as we start looking at these different pages that it crawls, it starts to tell us which pages are missing H1 tags. And H1 tags are critical for SEO because it gives the page categorization. So if we wanted to get additional rankings for these pages, our SEOs just know that they can go in here and look at what the page is called, what the actual page title is, and match the H1 with that to make sure that we're getting as much SEO rankings as possible. So, going through this site audit can be extremely helpful for you to fix any of the things that you have to fix inside of your website. And it's highly recommended that you do so because getting these little things is one of those things that you definitely want to get down packed, especially when you start adding a bunch of keywords and pages to your website. You want to make sure that there's not as many errors as possible, because if the site above you doesn't have as many errors as possible, it's probably going to rank higher than you in the reality of things. And you just don't want that. You want to provide a great service. You want to have the best results possible. And that's only doable if you can track the results that you're getting. So one of the other things I want to talk about was backlinks. So inside of Nightwatch, I can actually check the backlinks as well. And one of the things that we did not do is we did not build a single backlink to this website. No PBN links, no white hat links, no guest posts. We haven't done any of that to get this actual search rankings. We achieved this search rankings just from great site architecture, great content, great user experience, a great load time speed inside of the Google search results, and that's what allowed us to get success inside of this actual thing. So one of the things that we talk about inside of any SEO that we do is the page speed. And page speed is one of those things that gets slower and slower the more you add to the website, and we have to continuously optimize that in terms of ongoing SEO. It's what's included inside of our ongoing SEO package. Page speed is one of those things that start to take a critical hit when you start adding multiple pages onto the website, because the server has to load more content. A content management system like WordPress loads the content for you, so the more you have, the more slower it can get. So you can see that it's really starting to take a hit, and our team will optimize this as soon as possible now that we know that these scores are getting lower. And so doing these monthly crawls is super critical when doing your SEO campaign, because you want to make sure that the site has as much health as possible in the best way that it can get. So these directory listings here that were listed were not these crazy do follow backlinks. They're just simple directories that you can add. And the client actually did this. We did not do this, but you can see that they're added to these directory listings here. I always recommend to just, do your initial directories, do your citations. And then if you do have the need to build guest posts or do some type of backlinks or even use PBNs, go for it. I don't think it's something bad. It's not a bad idea to do. We've just found that most marketplaces where we do these services, you don't actually have to do that. You don't have to actually try to do these PBNs BBNs, especially if this is their hometown. Because this customer here, their hometown is Bay Harbor, right? So Bay Harbor, FL, that's where their actual office is located, which is inside Florida. A lot of the times, like when you do this, when you try to rank for these different types of keyword phrases, if you're in a town like this, you know, you should not have any issues ranking for these different types of keyword phrases locally. Should not be something that's easy, that's difficult to rank for. You can see they're number one here in the maps, as well as the actual keyword phrase here. So, but when you start talking about Miami, right, that's a whole different game. That's a whole different animal. And you can even see, right, so Miami FL dental implants, they're number one. You can even see that if you type in Miami or this keyword here, Miami, Florida dental implants, 4 million results, right? Where if I type in Bay Harbor, that's slashed down to 1.5 million search results. Even if we look at the populations, right? Even if we look at the populations of the different places that people are living in, you can see that Bay Harbor, you know, the population is probably drastically low. And this is because it's a small place, 6,000 people. Whereas when we look at Miami, this is a much more desirable keyword because there's so many more people inside of Miami. You have 463,000 people all potentially searching for a dentist. So you can drive some massive results inside of this actual campaign here. So this is a very cool video, guys. I'm glad that you took the time to watch it. We went in and talked about a few different things here that we're going to be doing on an ongoing monthly basis. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this tool here. A lot of the times what we'll do is we'll take this report here. We'll take this actual keywords went up, and we'll take the report, and it allows you to export this report and make it into a nice thing that you can see here. You can even change your logo into a white label logo, so I can put DevelopMark here, and when I download it, I can export it and send it to the client like I've done in the past with my agency. We have all our clients set up with Nightwatch. It's a great tool to use, and you can't do it without benchmarking. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.